welcome back to Action Figure Obsession. And I was just thinking about sitting here at the work table looking at some of the, sort of kit bashes that I got going on here. The whole purpose of the work table is to kind of inspire me to do new kit bashes. And there's at least one on here that is only about a week old, and the rest of them go back probably over the course of the last year. But I have talked about each of these to one degree or another in recent videos, and the one on the far left is Star Dash Man. I just pronounce it that way so you remember that there's a dash between Star and Man, but he's really just Star Man, which is why he has a star on his t-shirt on his chest there, and he is definitely not the captain, although they do shop apparently at the same clothing store. Then we have Old Man Kazar. I can't quite wrap my head around him being King Conan because of how slim he is and his skin tone, but I can buy him as Old Man Kazar, and perhaps Zabu has moved on beyond the rim at this point in their partnership, so he has now Guinevere, a Black Panther from the Savage Land, and they are partners together in overcoming adversity and getting rid of malefactors. I guess I should spread these guys out a little bit better. This is Final Boss Darwin, the final evolution of Darwin, a future version of Darwin who has achieved absolute perfection and is now unable to be stopped or injured or killed by any force. He is the final evolution Darwin Kitbashed. That's going on there. Then we have my Kid Quicksilver, or you could think of him as Ultimate Quicksilver if you like, but I think Kid Quicksilver works. It's the Marvel Boy head on the MCU Quicksilver body, and I think the head being a little bit slightly, maybe 3%, 4% too large for this body kind of works because he's supposed to be a teenager, and sometimes teenage boys have some weird proportions, but I think that works. I could buy that as like a 15-year-old version of Quicksilver, an alternate universe Quicksilver, whatever you like. And then we have the brains beyond the operation, and that's just Parker. No relation to Peter Parker. It is the Parker from Donald Westlake's novel series of crime noir, heist noir, really, novels about Parker, who is a heist guy who usually teams up with the wrong people and tries to steal the wrong stuff, and then they end up having to fight each other for whatever's left of whatever they were trying to steal. And Parker usually comes out on top, but it's always at a cost. Donald Westlake used the pseudonym of Richard Stark when he wrote and published the Parker novels. I can't recommend them enough. Darwin Cook adapted, I think, the first 4 novels into graphic novel form, starting with, I think, The Hunter, Parker the Hunter. So if you want to look those up, those are some very, very good comic adaptations, but there's nothing quite as good as those original Parker novels, which are listed as being written by Richard Stark, even though they were actually written by Donald Westlake, who also wrote the sort of comedic crime novel series, the Dortmunder novels, if you've ever read or heard of any of those, which you probably have not. So I was just thinking, if I had to pick 5 characters, and really 6 with Guinevere here, the Black Panther, if I had to pick 6 of my kit bashes that are already pretty complete and that I already have somewhat established headcanon for, in one sense or another, who would I pick to be on the Avian Avengers? So I may keep these guys together on the work table and eventually work them into a display as the Avian Avengers. Just kind of a fun little way to enjoy my kit bashes. I'm satisfied with all of these kit bashes. There's really not a whole lot more that I would do for any of them. I might give Parker here a trigger finger hand and a weapon of some kind, but Parker's better thinking with his brains than he is with weapons and ordnance. So I just like Parker here. And really the reason for this kit bash was that this the body is the Inner Demon's body from the 2-pack with Mr. Negative, the Spider-Man villain. And the skin tone of the Inner Demon body, really, the closest match that I've found is this Johnny Storm from the retro the Hasbro Pulse exclusive powered down, depowered Human Torch Johnny Storm. Any other head that and it's still not quite a perfect match, as you can probably see. It's a little too pink, but it's close enough, I think, especially from a distance. And his facial expression is striking enough that I think it kind of sells itself as not necessarily being a Kitbashed. Would you know that was a Kitbashed there on the far right if I hadn't told you? I mean, if you're an astute observer or a experienced action figure Kitbasher or customizer, you probably would, and that's fine. He just has to look good enough for me not to go, oh, I gotta fix that. And I feel like I don't have to fix that, so I'm happy with it. And I'm happy with Quicksilver, and happy with Final Evolution, Darwin, and Drizzt. It's kind of funny that Drizzt head is next to Guinevere. They were partners once long ago in the Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms 2-pack. And of course, old man Kazar perhaps come back from the future, or maybe the series takes place in the future. Maybe there are stories about these guys in a future time that has yet to come. Just wanted to introduce you to the Avian Avengers here on the Avian and Loaded channel and on Action Figure Obsession. Thanks for joining me. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you hated it, give me a thumbs down. Leave a comment. Any thoughts on kit bashing? Do you have any Kitbashed figures in your collection, in your displays? Tell me the recipe. Are you happy with them? Have other people complimented you on them? I would love to know what you got going on. Share the video if you like it. Tell your family, friends, loved ones, colleagues, and mailmen all about what we're doing here on Action Figure Obsession, and subscribe to the channel. If you do, please hit the notification bell when you subscribe so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video here on YouTube. And that will do it for now. I guess I'll see you on the next Action Figure Obsession. And remember, Avian Avengers, assemble!